One of the most unique features of MeshKit is the depth of its automatic asset management. In this video, I want to demonstrate this feature and explain the design philosophy behind it. MeshKit has its own preferences in the Unity menu. The first thing to note is by default, whenever you load a scene, MeshKit will track your meshes. However, it is possible to switch this to real-time tracking, which will help whenever you create prefabs or potentially dangerous mesh operations. You can also choose to automatically back up scenes without any prompts, as well as enabling verbose mode, which helps debug any issues. There are a couple of terms we need to define to better understand how MeshKit works. First, there are unmanaged meshes, which are the normal 3D models you have already imported into your project. Then, there are managed meshes, which I sometimes refer to as local meshes too. They are the meshes that MeshKit has built for you in a specific scene by using any of the MeshKit tools. Now, the houses in this scene are examples of meshes that are being managed by MeshKit. They're designed to never be moved out of this scene, as making changes to it outside of this scene would effectively break it in this one. This is an issue that other mesh tools I've come across don't even address, but with MeshKit, things are different. For example, let's assume I wanted to duplicate this scene. The problem is, the new scene will be referencing all of the meshes that were created in this scene. If I was to make a change to a mesh in the other scene, it would apply to the mesh in this scene too. This makes things sloppy and subject to all kinds of corruption and data loss. I'm going to duplicate this scene now. Luckily, MeshKit has a way of automatically fixing this. Whenever you open a scene using meshes built for another one, MeshKit lets you know and offers to fix this problem for you. It does this by automatically copying all of the old meshes into the new MeshKit folder, and then reassigning every single mesh filter with the new meshes. This effectively makes this scene totally independent. You'll know that any changes you make from here on out won't affect the old scene. At this point, MeshKit reminds you to take a quick look at the meshes in the scene before saving. MeshKit is tightly integrated into the Unity workflow, which naturally means it supports prefabs. However, prefabs present an interesting challenge as they are designed to be global objects, and if they include local meshes, this could cause corruption to the prefabs in the future if changes were made to the mesh in this scene. Of course, MeshKit automatically handles this for you when it detects a prefab using local meshes. Let's try to create a prefab now, using these houses. After dragging and dropping the game object into the project pane, MeshKit lets us know we're trying to create a prefab with managed meshes. If we allow MeshKit to fix this for us, it will automatically make a copy of the meshes this prefab is using and take them out of the managed area. This would allow us to use the prefab globally without any conflicts. MeshKit has now organized these meshes into a new folder called MeshKit Prefab Meshes. Inside of this folder, we'll find another folder with the same name as the prefab itself, along with the meshes inside. At this point, I would normally recommend moving these assets out of the prefab meshes folder, as that will guarantee the prefab will no longer be affected by MeshKit. We can now clean the scene, and none of our new prefab meshes will be affected. To recap, MeshKit's automatic asset management allows you to work in the way you normally do, and goes the extra mile to prevent any accidental damage to your meshes. Thanks for taking the time to check out MeshKit.